Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for Bo and Nick, the losers with a dream. What a waste of time. Yep, they're losers. You're listening, so who's the freaking loser, people? Welcome to Bo and Nick's Losers with a Dream. Yeah, I freaking hate them so much. They're lucky they're funny because they suck at everything. You're listening. The question is, why?
Come on, guys, let's hear some energy. You guys ready to have a good time? That's better. Please welcome friend of the Losers with a Dream podcast, our life coach, mentor, and inspiration to millions, Lisa Lampanelli.
Come on, guys! Give yourselves a big round of applause for showing up at BJ Ryan's on a Saturday to support these guys. I'm Lisa Lampanelli. I'm way above being here. I just had nothing to do. I retired from stand-up comedy after a lucrative 31-year career, and my manager told me find a charity you believe in and volunteer. After I had volunteered with rescuing animals, actually, I rescued 2 men by marrying them and then divorcing them. I said, who can I attach my life to give me some meaning? And then I saw Bo do comedy. He said, well, if he needs help, anyone does. But I really actually, in all seriousness, these guys, I saw them both very funny. But what I liked about them when they got together at the diner, or possibly Duchess and Monroe, because they're both fighting being fat and disgusting. They literally had the best, most soulful conversations I had ever heard 2 supposedly straight guys have. Bo is straight. Nick, he's this close. I mean, for the right price, I'm just gonna say a dick sucking wouldn't be out of the question. But we put all that aside, and I said, I honestly love hearing, I listen to podcasts a lot, even though I'm not the age group who does it, usually you millennials who enjoy the podcasts. However, I said, these guys have something no 2 other straight guys on the podcast have. They talk openly and real about feelings, but they're funny too. So I aligned myself with them and somehow got sucked into the vortex, and they're a great distraction from real life. So if you don't already listen to them, subscribe to them. They're available everywhere podcasts are available. And they're also both women, if you're out there. They both are literally available. I mean, listen, they have not gotten laid in so long. I have a feeling even like a fucking ball grab hasn't happened in a while. I'm just thinking this. So enjoy. We're going to tape this. We're going to play it at a future date, so have some nice energy for these guys. They really are terrific. Big hand for the Losers with a Dream, Bo and Nick!
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you.
That was very nice of her.
Yeah. Right?
Oh, bad start.
What'd you do?
I don't know, I broke it. Oh.
God damn it. Well, guys, welcome to the Losers with a Dream podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Gay Nick.
So gay. I'm the other host. I'm Bo. Is that it? Wasn't that nice, Lisa? Guys, give it another hand for Lisa Lampanelli. You know, it's kind of like a Make-A-Wish thing that we're doing, actually. You know, just like retired comics, we give them purpose. It's a good... It's nice.
It is nice. We're nice guys.
How do we fill this place? I mean,
Mostly
twice,
friends.
2 shows?
Mostly
For
friends
this?
and family. We guilted being here.
Yeah, who's here from Nick's Grindr ad?
2 guys.
Good. All
See?
right.
People want me.
Offer still stands for him to peg you in the parking lot, by the way. Oh, no, you get pegged. It's
Whatever.
okay.
Either one. We'll try
The joke
both.
still works.
We'll try. All right, we're going to get into our first segment here on the podcast. Oh, there's your friends now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people are my friends, Nick.
They're
I'm
coming
very
late,
popular.
though. They're coming late.
Yeah, it's awful.
All right. Well, anyways, we're going to get into our first segment. We always do a mental health check-in.
That's right.
We don't like to do like scale 1 to 10 or anything boring like that. We usually compare it to something,
Yeah.
like a movie reference or
Well,
something
we're
horrible that
really
happened.
deep and we understand a lot of stuff. So we go off the top of it. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Then
You
go
guys are
ahead.
really-
You're first, deep
I
guy.
don't know about that. No. I mean, right now I feel like Paul Blart Mall Cop
You look like him too.
because I've just been stress eating all day. Like I'm gonna pass out if I don't have a candy bar. And that's what I do though. Like whenever like a big show comes up, I'm like, is it gonna bomb? Is anyone gonna show up? And then I just shove food in my face until I feel okay.
What'd you eat?
I had you were there. I had a French dip. I had some spinach. I had a cauliflower crust pizza. You're gonna have to roll me off the stage. Is what I'm saying. What about you, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. We've been prepping for the show for a while. This is kind of feeling like, my wedding day. I'm very excited, but I'm also nervous.
That's right. And you're gonna get fucked after this.
Yeah, exactly. I love Bo. He's a sober guy now, but there's still like that little bit of risk. He's kind of a bad boy because he has that rough past, So I'm a little nervous he's going to relapse, but it's fine.
Always on the verge, baby. You got to keep it interesting. Yeah.
But I'm excited, dude. We're pretty much in this till the end. Like, it's like we have a 30-year mortgage and we're just waiting for the other one to die.
Yeah, until I do blow and get a sports car and tell you to fuck off.
What sports car would you get?
Oh, probably a
That you
Hummer.
could fit in.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
That's
an
not a
asshole.
sports car.
I just want to be tall, bigger than all the others.
You're doing it. You're on your way, man. You're doing a really great job.
Yeah, can the cameras lose about 100 pounds?
Do some sort of filter, Instagram filter to help you.
Yeah, get it on the gram.
So our next segment here is we do this. We're bigger guys. We're pretty sensitive.
I don't like
and
the way you're
stuff like
touching
that.
me.
What happened? Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
too much. It's
All right,
too
I'm
much.
sorry.
No.
We usually do a segment on who we fall in love with this week.
Yes, and you're going to go first.
I'm gonna go first.
Who did you
So-
fall in love with, babe?
So I was watching I Love You Man last night.
Oh, it's a good movie, right, gang?
I fell in love with Jason Segel's character, Sidney Fife, because if comedy and this podcast don't work out, I'm gonna be at open houses eating free food and trying to pick up divorcees.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real problem. So let's make this work, huh?
Let's do it. Divorcee is it's basically just saying used. Oh, I'm sorry. It's comedy.
It's French for used. Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
No, that's funnier.
Fucking idiot. God damn it.
I don't know. I want to be a divorcee.
Gotta find someone first. What about you? Who'd you fall in love with?
Hold on. Let's stay with the divorcee thing. I think there's something here. So, you train a lot of divorcees, don't you? Shit. Are you all in on that?
Yes.
So
I
you're
train.
basically that's basically your life already.
I just listen
just
to
hang out with them?
problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I make them do some sets in between. I'm like, can we just...
You're like,
I understand your husband's a dick, but can we just please do this squat real quick? Yeah. I
no,
understand.
he's definitely not fucking the receptionist. So just chill out.
I mean, that's most of the time. It's such a cliche, though. It's so boring. Like, my
Yeah.
clients, it's like out of a movie. Some
Right.
of them. It's like they're banging the secretary. It's like, pick something else.
That's right. Or the trainer.
What about the gardener?
The gardener?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is dirty hands.
He wears a mask. It's fine.
That's right. It's COVID friendly.
Just like the show.
Yeah. All right. So, did I miss your joke and just not care?
No, you made a noise and I think they laughed.
Oh yeah. I do a lot
They
of
didn't
noise.
expect that to come out of you, I think.
Oh God. You know who I fell in love with this week? Audience. I fell in love with my father. I did. I was hanging out with him this week. I went over there for lunch. And my father, in the last 6 months, has gone vegan and become a gun owner. And it's like, dude, just pick a lane. You know what I mean? Like, he has no idea what he's doing with himself. He's crazy. But yeah, so he's like, you know, he wants to save the cows, but he also like wants to stand his ground. And you're like, this is too much.
Got CNN on one TV and Fox News on the other.
It's amazing. Like, he's well past the middle of his life. You know what I mean? Like, he's in 60 something. I don't know. I don't keep up, but he's getting older, and it's like, dude, you like at this point, you shouldn't be having a midlife crisis. Like, you gotta get through the things
Yeah, but
that
out of
are like.
all the midlife crises, like to go vegan and have a gun isn't too.
That's true. I think it's more speaks to like how like boomers are so impressionable. Like, they just watch the news and they're like, oh, I'll be that now. And then they just start buying shit.
A documentary?
Yeah.
Is he a Netflix vegan? He watched it once.
Yeah,
and
he
was
watched
like,
the Seaspiracy. Anybody see the Seaspiracy doc?
Were you guys just talking about it? Oh, my God.
Well, don't talk during the show. We'll bring it up. Fucking. Yeah, get the shrimp. Screw the fish. You know what I mean?
The
Doesn't
shrimp
matter.
is the best dish here. So
It is
get
good. Yeah, we
we always
always
push the shrimp.
You push the shrimp. That's showbiz talk. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are in showbiz, but you push the shrimp. It's you bring it up. All right.
For the purposes of the audio, we have to say we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back. We're going
That's
to get into
right.
our topic, which is about firsts.
First.
This episode of Losers with a Dream is brought to you by Bo and Nick's failed high school football careers, and love lives, and work histories, and general malaise.
And we're back.
And we're back, yeah. All right, so our topic today is about firsts. I hear you, Jackie, shut up. Firsts.
Don't
Now,
point at your friends. Let's
It's
just
all
keep
right,
it going.
it's all right.
unprofessional.
It's all right. So listen. This is a first for us. We have never,
Yeah.
ever,
Well, we're
our
stand-up
life.
comics, allegedly, right?
supposedly.
Yeah, it's what we try to do. And then, you know, so this is the first time we've ever done like a live podcast, and obviously that's terrifying because, you know, not enough of this is scripted, so we're like, we're home crying, eating a lot. You know how it goes. And so the person who brought this up to us was obviously Lisa, because she pushes us to do everything. And when she brought it up, I mean, the anxiety that
Your
coursed.
face in the
Yeah.
Duchess and Monroe.
I wanted
we had
to
our
cry
meeting.
into a bagel bite. I was just like, ah, you know. And she's like, you know, we're doing this. Stop being a pussy. I'm like, ah. And now we're here, and it's not terrifying because I know half of you, and the other half, I mean, you better laugh. Doesn't matter. But yeah, first, I think that it's a good topic because trying to do something for the first time is always terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when was the first time you did stand-up?
August of 2018.
Okay. Specific.
My buddy. Well, I mean,
You remember? That's
yeah,
good.
of course. You don't remember yours?
No,
do
I
you?
don't. I was drinking back then.
I knew you were gonna say.
I don't remember much.
Yeah, August 2018. A friend of mine signed me up for an open mic, Stress Factory in Bridgeport, and I was like, I do not want to do this. I don't know why he's making me do this. And then I got on stage, and I told a story about how, true story, about how my father yelled at me once in a drive-thru because he assumed I didn't like to go down on women.
That's the most Italian story I've ever heard.
It's true.
Well, you don't eat pussy?
Funny part, it was at Duchess and Monroe. And he wasn't an employee there yet. He was working at McDonald's, okay? And Ace Hardware.
So he stepped up to Duchess. Good for
So
him.
that story, yeah. So I was literally, that was 13 years ago. Jesus Christ. I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was home from college, and my car was in the shop. And my dad's like, listen, if you need the car, you gotta drive me to work.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And I was like, all right, Jesus. Anytime when you're 20 years old, like waking up before noon was just impossible, right?
Why do I have to do this, Dad?
So I
Yeah.
take him to Duchess. Okay, we're at the drive-thru. I'm half asleep at the steering wheel. He orders. He's yelling his order over me at
Yeah.
6 a.m. Okay, we get up to the window. There's this like beautiful middle-aged woman there. She knows him. He
course.
goes there every morning. She's
Yes.
like, "Hi, Bobby. How are you?"
Hey, Bobby, just so cute. Yeah.
She's Hispanic. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I knew
guess she's Hispanic.
It's
And she was
Duchess,
like,
right?
Yeah, yeah. It is Duchess. Yes. She's like, "Hi, Bobby. How are you?" And he's like, "How you doing, Maria? It's good to see you." Shit like that. And
Yeah.
then he hands her the money, and then the door closes, and he just goes, "My God." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "I'd go down on that woman for an hour." I was like, holding on the wheel, like, "What?" He's like, "What? You don't like to do that shit? What are you fucking scared?" And just berated me, and then she
Yeah.
finally gave the food and was like, "Okay, bye." He's like, "Good seeing you," and then we drove off. And it still traumatizes me.
That's
to
a
this
lot
day.
to come at someone with at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, well, you're not into that?
Yeah, yelling at his son of all people. What, are you scared? I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I don't know. I'm not
So you
awake
told
yet.
that story on stage and it bombed, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No,
And
it did all right. It did
okay?
Yeah.
So you did well your first time doing stand-up.
I did well enough to where I wasn't scared to do it again.
Wow.
It wasn't, obviously, it wasn't, the best.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it was-
first time I did stand-up, like people, I mean, they got up, they were screaming like, "Oh my God, he's risen!" You know what I mean? It was a little different than that, but no, it's a terrifying thing to do, honestly, is to get on stage and talk to people, and then to get used to it is even weirder, because then that's your life. You know what I mean? Every day you're like,
Yeah,
just
so,
waiting for the
yeah.
show. That's where I get my interaction, where I can talk and everyone has to listen. It's a little weird.
I don't really want to talk to him. I'm going to stay in my house till showtime. Show starts at 7. It's 1 p.m. You're like, yeah, I can't leave. I just have to sit here and
So your buddies
panic.
just forced you into stand-up? They were like, you're kind of funny and you should do this?
It was so we were at a bachelor party a few months prior in Vermont, and
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, and
That's
we got
good bachelor party territory.
we got
Would you go skiing?
no, it was the middle of summer. We played paintball on a farm.
Oh my, you need some new friends, dude.
I know. God
That's
damn
probably
it.
them over there, right?
Yeah,
You guys suck.
One of
dude.
them.
No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, no, there were we got some really horrible dancers that came to the house.
Yeah, this isn't a family show. You can say strippers.
Yeah, it was bad, man. So we're like literally at a cabin in Vermont, and the closest strippers we could get were 3 hours away from Boston,
Oh my God.
and they were tough looking
Yeah.
and on a lot of drugs.
Well, I mean, you're driving all the way from Boston. You got to be a little tweaked.
Yeah. The dude showed up. They had a security guy with him. It was just like a bald, fat Irish dude with a Celtics jersey on. I'm not even making this. I was like, are we gonna? This is a joke, right?
Marky Mark is my cousin. Yeah.
We get it. You're all fucking related. Goddamn Irish people have 10 kids at once.
You see that Paw Sox game? So, all right. So the dancers came, and then
And I just their accents and just how terrible they were. And the next morning, I was making fun of them, and
Yeah.
people were laughing. And my buddy's like, "Dude, the new comedy club opened in Bridgeport. I'm gonna sign you up."
Right.
And I was like, "Just leave me alone, man. I don't know if I really want to do that." And
well, you
signed
had
me up,
nothing
and-
going on in your life, I assume.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Still don't. Right here with you.
Well, you got me and Lisa, so that's okay. More importantly, Lisa.
I'm glad you admit that. You're
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be huge, but it's cool.
gonna be huge, all right.
So, all right. So you do stand up for the first time. It goes okay, and then you're like, all right, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
What about you really don't remember your first time?
so the first time I got on stage, I didn't tell anybody in my life. Because then, like, once you admit something, and that's like,
Yeah.
anytime you're doing something for the first time, if you like admit it to people, then it becomes real, and then it's like you owe it to the people that to actually do. See, just don't do that. You don't say anything. So I just got in my car. I drove to New Haven. There was this club called Joker's Wild, which is where Lisa started stand up, and I like knocked on the door in the middle of the afternoon. And I was like, is there any like place I can do some jokes? You know what I mean? And the guy was like, "Are you a comedian?" And I had to say yes, which was weird. You know what I mean? It was like,
You had a little imposter syndrome?
yeah. I was like, yeah. And then,
It's like, this guy's hammered.
and then he was like, yeah, there's one at 8. And it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was like, well, you guys got a bar, right? And he was like, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I think you guys are picking up where this went. Yeah. No, I had some drinks, got everyone on my side. And then, no, I remember when I first did stand-up, like, it was an open mic, so you got like 10 comics before you, and all of them were bombing so hard. And I just remember being like, oh, this isn't a thing. I'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's good to just see someone else fail to know that, like, you probably, even if you fail, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna.
How long did you
It's not
get on
gonna ruin
stage?
you.
How many minutes? Do you remember?
I did 5. I crushed, like, just insane. Like, I'm not even. I did really, really well. And then right after that, every time I went on stage, I was like, "Hey guys!" I was just doing like Jerry Seinfeld impressions and stuff like that. and always hammered and just upset. You know what I mean? I used to.
Now you're just upset.
Yeah. Now I still snap at the crowd, but it's, people enjoy it, which is nice. Back when I was drinking, they were like, call the police. You know what I mean? It was scary. So, but it's gotten easier. What other first times? I'm trying to think. Do you remember the first time you asked a girl out?
Yes, I remember my first kiss actually.
Okay.
I was very young. I was like in 4th grade.
Because that's as scary as doing stand-up. Like that's.
Because I remember it was like an event. Like we were in school, and everyone knew like so and so at lunch was gonna. We were gonna. I swear to God, this is what happened.
It was like a planned kiss day.
Yeah.
We didn't have those growing up.
Yeah. We sold tickets. It was great. But
Yeah.
no, literally like planned to like we were like at recess. And
Yeah.
you were around the corner, hidden in like this little area where the aides couldn't see you, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
recess aides. And I had my buddy who was like a big dude, kind of like you, big dude. Like he was a lookout for us.
Yeah.
And like other people made like a wall in front of it. It was the weirdest thing in my life. I was thinking about that today. I was like, I really have to talk about this out loud.
Yeah. So you had like a human wall in front of like this disgraceful act that you were trying to perform for the first time.
Yeah.
And who was this girl? Was she tied up? How did this happen?
I paid her in candy.
Hey, toots. No. and so do you remember it was just like, all right, let's just do it, and then that was fast.
Yeah, and it was like I thought I was gonna die. I mean, I thought I was gonna throw up. Like I was just so nervous. Not because it was a girl, because I was kissing a girl. That's not why I was gonna throw up. But
Well,
or maybe I don't know. Maybe that's the first sign.
fellas, he is single.
But yeah, dude, that was one of my first kisses in 4th grade. I had a full blown panic attack and had a lookout.
You had a lookout.
Can you
That's
imagine
amazing.
now the first time you go out, like you need your buddies to make a wall around you?
No, I can't imagine. So the first time I tried to make out with a girl, I was at Shrek in theaters, which was not good
Your
because
home
I
movies?
looked like Shrek. Yeah. She was like, "Is that you?" No, it's a cheap joke. Anyway,
You were at Shrek.
I went to Shrek. I brought this girl. I was like, "She's my girlfriend." She was like, "Who are you?" You know what I mean? Like, thought I was pulling it off, and like. She's sitting next to me, and I'm like, all right. By the way, every story I have turns into just trauma. It's always like, yeah, you should really talk about that with someone else. But
You ever heard of a therapist?
yeah, dude.
I know I'm your friend, but Jesus Christ. I'm not a professional.
Yeah. So I'm sitting next to this girl, and I'm like, how do I do? You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know the move. Like, you know,
Did you do the yawn?
Oh, hey, what's up? I didn't even try that because I was like, I can't pull this off. And I'd also come from lacrosse practice, and I was wearing a cup, and I had so I'm in Shrek. I have a cup on. The cup that I had was too big, so it looked like I was just hard in the theater.
You planned
know what I
that,
mean?
didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. It was
Give,
like,
give me the extra large one. I got a date tonight.
Yeah, I was my own fluffer that night. And so yeah, it looks like I'm just hard because of, I don't know, donkey or whatever.
Like, is that Eddie Murphy?
He crushed that role. No, I'm just,
Yeah, we don't want to get on a tangent with that, but.
that could be 10 minutes. I just really enjoyed his performance. No.
So what happened? What'd
So
you do?
yeah, I look like I'm hard, and I'm like, all right, this is what you do, Bo. This is what you do. I'm talking to myself. I'm like, you count to 3, and then you just do it. You know what I mean? And which, by the way, works sometimes, but also kind of rapey. Like, you shouldn't go all the way. Anyways, so I count to 3. You guys are late. I mean, just figure it out. That's a great laugh. So I'm like, count to 3. I go, I turn the head. She looks terrified. You know what I mean? She's like I just came to life. You know what I mean? And I go, and it was horrible. And she told everyone at school that I was like this horrible kisser and that like I mauled her basically. And now I'm in therapy. No. But no, that's how it went. And then, you kind of I had to like overcome that story for like the next year. I'd be like, oh, no, that didn't really happen. You just start denying it. And yeah, so we should talk about something else, huh?
Dude, I can see the pain on your face.
No, I mean, some of these stories, like, they are painful because it felt so important at the time to like kiss a girl. You're like, I gotta do this. My friends are doing this. I gotta pass this test. You know what I mean? and it didn't go well. And then of course no one else is lining up to try it again with you. They're not like, oh, he's the guy that bites your face. Great. So it just, it was tough.
This kid with the boner watching Shrek. This guy sucks. Fuck him, dude. I want to give you a redemption one because that was painful for you to get it out.
It was tough.
What was the first time you knew you were good at something, whatever it may be?
Oh, wow. Well, I've been good at so few things.
So it should be easy for you.
I knew I was good at stand-up. I was at Gotham, and shout out to Gotham. We're selling tickets here, by the way. Just, buy tickets here. I was at Gotham. Lisa had come to see me. And I was like...
She was kidnapped and brought there.
Yeah. I was so I was like, oh, man. Like, I went out to dinner with her beforehand, and she was like, you're going to be horrible. Basically, she was just like... She was like, I can't believe I came to this. Like, it's so terrible that I would hang out with an open micer and, like... What are you going to do, 5 minutes? No one cares. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, okay. Just like, just choking down spaghetti like, okay. And then we got to the venue. They sit down. I'm in the back. And then, like, Gary Goldman went up and, like, crushed. And, like, somebody else did a guest spot that was amazing. And I'm like, oh, God, just, I can't believe you think you're funny. This is so stupid. And, then I got up and I had this amazing set, and I got off stage. I immediately ran outside to have a cigarette because I was like, that was crazy. You know what I mean? Just trying to like jog myself a little bit. And she ran outside, and I remember she looked at me and she was like, that was good, dude. Like, you're awesome. And I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It was like the first time that someone had given me that, and for it to be her, it was like a really big deal. You know what I mean?
And it's all been downhill since then.
Yeah. What are you good at except for giving blowies?
I'm mediocre at them, okay?
He'll tug.
I'm reading a book. Well, I guess we could say on the topic of stand-up, but I started to feel comfortable doing stand-up my third time up is when I really did well.
Yeah.
And, you get, when you first start doing anything really, like even whatever it may be at your job or something, but you live off like those little...
Yes.
Like people telling you like, hey, that was good, or like, you did well. I thought you were the funniest.
Well, because there's
tonight.
no boss. It's not like, Seinfeld's going to be like, hey, I saw the set. It went really well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. He doesn't care. So, but literally, I remember I was, we were doing stand-up in South Norwalk right before the pandemic hit.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I did one thing in New York City again. I was like kind of on the fence. I was a little nervous and a little bit of imposter syndrome too.
Yeah.
Should I even go to New York? Like, what am I doing? Anyway, the week before the pandemic hit, we had a show at our old place in South Norwalk, our house. Lisa came to that show. One of her friends was headlining. And, did my set, whatever, got off stage. And then we all hung out with Lisa after, and she was very complimentary.
Yeah, which
it.
I thought was weird because you didn't do that great. No, you had a great set.
I knew,
fantastic.
And I was like, oh, man, I wonder what she thought. I walked backstage, and she's standing there, and she goes, I liked all of your jokes except one. And I was like, oh, God. I was like, which one? She's like, the one about you going down on a girl.
Yep.
She goes, and then she pointed at all of us, and she goes, none of you guys are good-looking enough to be talking about that shit on stage.
You know when she said that secretly in the back of my head? It's like, she doesn't know, man.
Yeah. I don't think she means me, dude. I think she's talking about
that was
Nick.
for you guys.
Yeah. And then, she busts my balls a little bit, and she's like, no, it's good. She goes, you've been going up in New York. And I was like, oh, well, I wake up early. Like,
you also go to bed.
Hindsight, I was so dumb. I was like, yeah, I wake up at like 4:30. I start work at like 6 a.m. I was like, I really had a chance to go to New York. She goes, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
She goes, you want to be a stand-up comedian in Norwalk the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I should probably, start going to the city. She's like, yeah, start going to the city. And the next week, the fucking world shut down. So I learned my lesson. Okay, I was like, yeah, New York will always be there, dude. Not a big deal.
Yes.
I'll get there when I get there.
I remember the night that everything shut down, March 16th, I was at Gotham, and I was doing a set, and this girl's phone rang 4 times during my set. And
Same girl.
Yeah, and I just lost it on her. And then I got in the car, and I was like, something's about to happen. Like, I just didn't know what. Like, everyone kind of got that. We were all like dogs who like know it's going to rain back in March. And I guess they're leaving now. It was fun while it lasted. But
Their first time leaving.
But yeah, and I was like, Jesus, this is the last time I do stand-up. Like, I'm going to be pissed. And then everything just shut down, you know? But it's okay.
We're here now.
We're here now.
That's good,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, we're hanging in.
Dude, I did. Can I tell you the first time that I ever felt like I had some sort of talent, like a little bit?
No.
I want to tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
I was like in 4th grade, okay, and you had to do like ice skating or whatever, right? You did like ice skating classes or something.
No, that's not a thing.
Just wait. It is a thing.
Ice skating classes?
Yes, you had to do ice skating classes, all right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was in a group with all girls, okay? And at the end of this, you had to do a talent show
Yeah?
where you dressed in the same outfits, like matching colors, and skated around to a song.
And you were amazing at
And
that.
it made it on the cover, and it was just me holding like the waists of all these girls and me in the middle. My dad was like, "What the fuck?" And so I'm gay. That's why I wanted to tell you guys that. Lisa was right. She nailed it.
Yeah. You figure skating. It was ice skating. It was not figure
I
skating.
had hockey skates because I was cool. I didn't buy the figure skates.
Yeah, but you were skating in them like they were figure skates.
Just picture my dad like bedazzling my outfits at home,
I guess this is what he wants. I don't know.
just on a sewing machine.
Yeah. No,
So-
your father's wild, man.
My
He's-
dad?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately. He's getting a medical procedure done for his, I'm just going to say it, prostate.
Nice.
He calls it his prostrate, though.
Hey, Nicholas, my prostrate's really...
Nicholas, I got to go to this doctor for my prostrate. I was like, I don't think that's it, man. I think that's the wrong thing. He just said, I can't wait till I get to the age where you could just say shit and he like doesn't matter. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't care. Like one time he asked how to download music. And
Yeah.
He was like, so what would I do? I would just go to like Looney Tunes. You just download it. I was like, you fucking mean iTunes?
Yeah.
It's like same shit. No, incorrect.
Oh, my God. I mean, just old Italian men are the best. Aren't they? Just fantastic people.
One
Yeah.
clap. That was good. We got
Yeah.
it. One clap.
Yeah, well, my family, it's all Irish, Catholic, so it's just everything's pushed down. Don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shove it down.
Yeah, it's just, nothing happened.
But everything happened.
Yeah, everything has happened and will continue to happen.
Speaking of, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with our life coach.
Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a break from Losers with a Dream because Bo's voice, monotonous, and Nick has to grow some hair and talent. Good luck to you both.
Welcome back to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers, and we got big old hairy dreams. All right. We now welcome our life coach and mentor,
Lisa
Lampanelli.
Come on!
Oh my God, weren't they at least mediocre? Come on, clap it up for Bo and Nick. I love you guys. Like, honestly, and no, shut the fuck up. I could have lived without rapey first kiss story, though. That I could have lived
It wasn't
without.
just planned out. I'm organized. I like
No,
to plan
this is how
things.
he is. He's such a fucking wop. Listen to this. You can imagine in 4th grade, like, Nick would be like, I don't know, it's like, fucking recess. You wanna fucking maybe go? You're like a fucking Pesci.
I had an Italian horn necklace, too, in elementary school.
Of course you did. Of course you
The
did.
worst.
I grew up with Italians the whole time. I was very, very impressed that both of you that I gave you words of encouragement.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
helped. I'm shocked that I did. Because
So
I
are
remember,
we.
I honestly, when I met Bo, here's the thing. He was trying to get in my niece's pants, okay? I got a niece. She's real nice. Before Bo got fired from Indeed, they work together over there. And she says, my fucking dopey friend wants to do comedy, and it would mean a lot if he went. Again, as a retiree, you don't have that much to do. You go, you know what? I have empathy. I wish somebody took an interest in me when I was just a nobody.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go. And also my niece, Emily, I like hanging out with her because she's fun. So I did give you a fair amount of shit.
Yes.
Because I looked at you. And I'm telling you something, people. He's not ugly. He's not pretty. He's not hard to look at. But there, on the surface, before he opens his mouth, there is nothing that you could imagine he would offer to the comedic world. And that's not a put down. It's just like he's unassuming. Like this guy, if he was in a band, you'd go, yeah, man, I can fucking see that. He's cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Probably a tattoo artist. He could do a guest spot on Younger. But this fucking idiot, I look at him, I said, oh, this can't go well. So I think, I mean, if I could come totally clean, talking about that time you did comedy in front of me
Yes.
and knew you were good at something, I think he remembers my reaction like a little bit differently than I actually happened. Because I think that's good when you're a fucking drunk who's sober. You were sober at the time, how long?
A couple years at that point.
Okay, so you look on the sunny side of life.
That's right. I
You
try
are
to look
just
on the
happy
sunny
to have.
side.
No, you're happy to have your sobriety.
Yes.
Anything else is a bonus.
Yes.
So I think when he was smoking that cigarette, and by the way, thank you for implying that I actually have physical prowess enough to run out to the club. I think I had to take a piss. So I go out, and I will say, I think what I said, you said I said you were amazing. I think I said, it's amazing that any of those jokes got a laugh. And you think I said you were awesome. I said, I think it's awesome that you're not hanging from a fucking rope right now. So this is what I think actually happened, but I like the positivity. I appreciate that.
When I got in the car
Yes.
to first meet you,
Yes.
it was about 2 minutes in, then you looked at me, you go, you have the charm of a date rapist.
He really does. I would say if I had a bet on a fraternity date rape, if you would have gone to a real college, it'd have been you.
Hey, at least I got the date, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I do remember paying for your meal, and you did eat like you had 9 rectums. This guy puts it away. And I think the second piece of advice I ever gave to you was buy an iron.
Yes.
Because he will wear them all. Ladies, come on. We want to look at a guy who's not disgusting. But if you have to look at Bo, you go, at least his shirt has been pressed. Hold on. This is great. We're going to cut this out, though. But this guy's like, look, can I fucking come up here and rape somebody and rob the place? Like, looking at my phone. I want some food to fucking go, and maybe I'll like spank one out in the fucking bathroom. Look at, I have the text with you. Look. What? Fucking, no, I paid. I did. Like, I fucking paid. I got
Is it
the
really
email.
this hard to get into this show?
Like that's what makes me laugh. You go to a Broadway theater and be like, I'll stand in the fucking back, talk to the waitress, and fucking show my phone a lot. You know? That's what. There's no fucking respect for comedy.
That's
You know,
right.
It pisses me off.
We get no respect.
Shut up, you deserve none. All right. Now, what I would find interesting, by the way, to hear from you guys is, because, you know, yes, first time you do comedy, and obviously you want to hear about mine. I'm
Yes.
sure you want to ask
Yeah.
me about how fantastic I was.
Yeah, Nick, do it.
I had the same experience at Joker's Wild minus the drinking.
Yeah.
It was a place in New Haven. They've since closed. And I had taken a class from this guy, a comedy class. Did you guys ever take a comedy class?
No, I was pretty good right off the
Okay,
bat.
no, you weren't. You were terrible. Fucking sucked a
Didn't
large
need
cock.
'em.
Now, this is the deal. All right. I had taken a class from this guy, Michael Jackson. Now, this obviously was a different Michael Jackson. This one was black. Now, I'm telling you right now, when I went up there, I was nervous, as you guys were, I'm sure, when you did. But there's something about getting that first laugh that propels you. Nick, that will happen to you at some point. And I remember it was like the first time I ate Betty Crocker chocolate frosting right out of the can. And all you gays know me, I love it in the can. But it is fun because it propels you to the next time. And you know eventually you're going to bomb. You're going to eat it. I mean, I have seen you not do well, Bo, and that's okay. Bo, one time, I mean, my heart went out.
Just Bo.
No,
Didn't know we were going to tell
Just
the story.
Bo.
I haven't been interested enough to go see you enough to think that. But when I saw Bo once, it was horrifying. He died. He did, as Emily Dickinson once said, ate his own cock. And it was not pleasant. It was very hard to watch. So Bo, I would be interested in hearing from you guys the first time you bombed, because the first time I bombed, it's horrifying. It just, you go, should I even be doing this? And at the time, thank goodness I had a supportive boyfriend who's dead now. All my boyfriends seem to die, which is fantastic. I wanted a TV show called The Deadliest Snatch. They would all just drop dead. I don't know. I think it's fantastic, because then I don't have to pay the fucking alimony. Fucking jerks with no jobs all the time. All right. But when you bomb, thank God I had a guy who said to me, look, you could quit anytime you want. It's a thing you want to do. If you don't get the joy out of it, you get to quit. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it one more time. So, Bo, you first.
Yeah.
When is the first time you ate a huge dick on stage?
So,
Besides after this tonight.
Yeah, yes.
so I was doing this. It was like Fairfield Craft Ales. That was the show. And I had just broken up with my ex like 3 weeks ago. And
Now, was this an ex that was a long time ex?
a few years, you know, it was enough of a breakup that it hurt. Yeah. And so she shows up at the show because she's a lunatic, if anyone knows.
She came up to me outside. She's like, I'm Bo's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. It was like, great, glad you came. Good job, you know. And so she and a lot of my material was about her at that point.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I'm in the back and I'm opening for this guy and I'm like, this is a problem. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is going to be really, really bad. She sits right in the front row. I'm like, okay, let's see what I can do. And then I went up and I opened with, I go, so what's with scissoring? Why are these women doing this? And everyone was like, you're a real bad person. And after that, and that's not my act. That's not even what I do, even close. But I was like, how do I get out of my material as fast as I can and maybe say something funny just to get it going?
Well, that's
Scissoring was the first
interesting.
thing.
That's interesting you say that, because I remember I was playing one point. This was right after I got married to this guy, Jimmy Big Balls. Now, we called him Jimmy Big Balls because his testicles were misshapen and enormous. And I'm not even fucking exaggerating. It looked like that thing a hobo ties on a stick and puts over his shoulder. I hadn't seen anything that big and hairy since I stood next to Rosie O'Donnell at Curves. So I was with this Jimmy Big Balls, and he was doing security for me at the time. Because you always, if you're a very wealthy comedian or actor or musician, you always hire your loser with a dream, deadbeat husband to fucking help and get him on the payroll and health insurance. It's just something you do. Ask Lady Gaga. I'm sure she's gone through it. So he's backstage, and at the time I'll just put it out there, I had anger issues. If my temper had been any angrier, if my temper had been any angrier, I would have dated Rihanna. Okay, I was really fucking angry. So, my steak, when I got to the dressing room, my steak wasn't down there yet. Yeah. And when you have food issues, which I always have, I want my fucking fucking food when I'm fucking hungry. I almost texted you two idiots on the way here going, my fucking food better be on the table. But I didn't. I've become nice. So, Jimmy Big Balls, I say, where's my fucking steak? And he goes, the girl said, I go, he goes, the girl says, she didn't want to bring it out because it would have got cold. I go, I don't fucking care if it's fucking cold. I was so hungry. You know when you're really hungry? So I got the steak, and I didn't throw it across the room, because that's a great move, by the way. Throwing a steak across a room with a fucking real China dish, that's fucking badass. That's Devil Wears Prada shit. That is like, fuck you, Anne Hathaway, you cunt, get me coffee. So, Bo.
Yes.
I says to him, you're a fucking asshole. You got one fucking job. Well, he takes his laminate badge off that has my picture on to get backstage, and he throws it down. He goes, I don't need this. I quit. I go, good. You think I fucking need you? Well, get this. 90% of my act was about him and how fucking happy we were, but about his big fucking balls. I went out there, did an hour and a half, and I just dug up old specials that I'd done. I dug up every piece of material just not to do any of that stuff about him. I came off and I go, need you, do I, bitch?
Oh,
well,
shit.
That's
fucking badass.
But it is badass, but I will say it could have, looking back, I could have handled it
nicer.
better in many ways. I could have texted ahead, have the steak on the table. I could have said, honey, I feel pushed aside and it hurts my feelings. I didn't have the tools at the time.
Yeah.
So if you had had better tools, what do you think, and more sobriety under your belt, and just kind of like knowing what you know now, what could you have done different to not talk about scissoring, which makes no fucking sense?
Well, I didn't have the material. I wasn't at the point where I had like, Comedy Central specials in my back pocket.
And guess
So-
what? You know what?
not?
You never will. I'm just kidding. Of course, I believe in them, or why would I be here? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What I would have done if I could go back is I would have just pulled her aside and I would have been like, hey, I appreciate you coming. It is weird, but I appreciate you coming. I have a lot of material about you. It's not personal. This is what I do. I'm trying to do this thing. I would really appreciate it. And I would ask her, I'd be like, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't sit where you're sitting, because it would really make it hard for me to do my job.
I think that's great, because I once had an ex show up at a gig, and I was just open micing at the time, so I didn't have those tools and didn't have the. And I literally just said, "You're a fucking stalker. I'll call the cops," and got him kicked out. Like, I don't. Girls have it a little easier because like we could call the cops, but suppose you were like, "She's stalking me."
Yeah, nobody's following me anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And a cop would be just like, "You're a fucking fag, dude." Like, straight up, cops would not respond well to that. But that's hard, man. That's a hard situation. I don't appreciate when people show up at shit like that.
No, well, it's like she knows that it's not okay for her to be there, and she knows that it was weird. She just wanted to put pressure on me and put pressure on things, and she was a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'm glad you've upgraded to dating absolutely no one. It's fantastic the way you've got nothing to offer at this time. So, Nick, when, other than that time I saw you, when is the first time you ate a big, large one on stage?
Oh, man. I remember kind of diving into stand-up more so after a breakup, and I was going every week, and I was doing really well. And I was living off those moments.
Yeah.
For, like, to the point where, like, I would do it, and I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to live off that for, like, 2 weeks. Because my confidence was just in the toilet. And then I started doing it. Confidence was getting better and better. And then I had this one night. It was open mic at Stress Factory. And I tried this joke. You remember the joke I had about, like...
Please tell me.
Because
I hate anything he does that he doesn't do anymore is because I've told him it's fucking terrible. Like, I'm a nice person, but I'm not going to sit here and waste my goddamn breath if you're not going to pay attention to the instructions. So what's the joke? And we'll judge if it's any good. Go ahead.
It was about gay bees. Like, if bees
I
were
actually
gay.
like that joke.
I've already checked out, but we'll listen.
Like, I was like, I can't remember. It was about, I literally thought of this on the way there. I was like, this would be kind of funny, right?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
No, it was all about the stripes. Like,
Yeah. Like imagine, like, I was like, I'm getting into some hobbies. I was thinking about beekeeping, but I only want gay bees. because they're better dressed and more organized.
That's like literally.
And I was like, my only concern would be the drama with the queen bee. They'd be like, this bitch is too big for horizontal stripes.
You know what?
And that's a good punchline.
That's an actual good joke, but like the fucking ridiculously stupid setup. I'm thinking of getting into a hobby. Why, I'm thinking of beekeeping. Anybody? Beekeeping? Anybody?
And then like the end line, I
It's
was
not
like,
that terrible though if you do it
well,
right.
the ending was a little rough. The
Okay,
ending,
here we go.
The ending I said was, I was like, yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I might just get Mexican bees because they work really hard.
Now that's
In Bridgeport, you said
have
that.
to-
That was good.
Yeah.
That was
Didn't
smart.
know my audience
It
at the
was smart,
time.
yeah.
See, back in my day, you could do a lot of racial humor and sexual humor, which is what I did for a living. But see, now you got to edit that joke for our troubled
Yeah.
times. In 2001, we would say, so what was the joke you said? I want to get Mexican bees, they work harder?
They work
now
harder.
you'd have to say, I got to get Latin X bees. See, like, we got to get woke. Because I'm woke as fuck, like real fucking woke.
Yeah.
But you know what? Did you want to quit comedy after that, or were you just like so devastated? Because it hurts.
Well, those are the moments where you decide if you really want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like I was driving home. I didn't have any music. I was just silent, and I was just thinking like, all right, man. Like, do you want to try that again, or are you done for a while? Like, what's your deal?
So what made you actually wake up the next day and say, you know what, I'm going to try it again?
It took me like a day or two to get over it, to be honest. I was like
Yeah,
thinking
sure.
about it at work. People were like, "Oh, how was your thing?" I was like, "It was fine."
Oh,
My
that's
dreams
the
just got
worst.
crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm training people just like looking at the floor. They're like, "How many?" I'm like, "I don't know, fucking 1,000. Keep going." Like, I don't know. But I've been lucky enough to have really good friends in my life who have seen me before that, and they were like, "Dude, just keep trying it." I always do this with my clients and stuff too. Is like, you're not gonna get good at something immediately right away. Like, it takes time.
Yeah.
Like anything, your job, anything.
I'm
Well-
way better at kissing girls. I just want to say.
I doubt it sincerely. As his token aunt, I would be advising you to date someone else.
I got good action all around, honestly.
I think you are very weird, and I actually think Bo would be a real terrific catch because he is sober. I really like that when he works a good program, he doesn't, he'll never hit you, I don't think. I think that's a big
That's
plus.
a selling point?
Well,
You got to meet my friend Bo. He won't punch
He's
you. We
not gonna
promise.
hit you.
Well, you get these drunks sometimes.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a fucking good smack. And even if you deserve it, ladies, it's just not. Because some of you bitches ask for it. I've heard you become mouthy. But I would say I'm glad you both kept going. And that's the thing. Malcolm Gladwell, I think, isn't it? He says you need 10,000 hours to become good at something.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what's going to happen. Now, why don't you first talk about, I really was curious about this. Why don't you talk about the first time you were ever on TV? Oh, wait, you never were. Okay, sorry. But I am proud of you. Last rapey thing we want to talk about just with you two is, I don't want to get sexual with yous. I don't want yous talking dirty. I think it's disgusting.
We know.
But
we
I
know.
want you to tell us, was sex for the first time very weird, and how old? By the way, how old were you when you did the girl kiss? 30?
This is 3 weeks ago,
I
right?
think I was like 12, 13.
Okay,
maybe.
that's okay. That's okay. Bit of a late bloomer, but that's good. When was the first time? Let's talk about Nick first, because Nick, it's less disgusting to picture Nick having sex. I mean, I don't want to picture it anyway because he's like my nephew, but tell us, if you can, in non-graphic terms, how old were you? What was it like? Did you have imposter syndrome after that, too?
I made her wear my football jersey
Oh,
and envisioned it was a dude.
nice.
No, yeah, my first time was I threw a party at my house.
Sure.
It was my dad's birthday. unrelated. My dad was not involved. I didn't
How
have-
old were you?
17.
17.
Yeah, I was a little late.
That's
but,
okay.
So I remember losing my virginity that night to this girl, and I was so afraid to, go too quickly, finish too quickly,
Yes.
that I was just like, I guess I enjoyed it, but I was so in my own head, like, don't.
Don't you wish, Nick, that you had known Bo at the time so you could picture him and not? Because no one's climaxing with this coming at them. Can you imagine him coming at you like, your dick would crawl up into your vagina.
But yeah,
Sorry, Bo. You know we're friends, and that's why I make fun. I only kid because I love. Go ahead, Nick.
so I remember losing my
Makes it all better.
makes it all better. So I lost my virginity that night, and then the next day, I had sex with another girl. And I was like, it's going to be like this forever. And I haven't gotten laid since. So
Okay, Bo, how about you? How old were you?
I was 16.
Wow.
Beat ya. And I just got a text from this girl. She was like, "Come over. Let's, have sex."
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay." You know what I mean? I stole my parents' minivan, peeled out, was just sweating profusely the whole way there. Like, "Oh, this is gonna be great, I think. I don't know."
It was actually one of the strippers from his moose party in the fucking Vermont.
The pass game is on. Come hang out.
were you wearing your cup on the ride over?
Protection, yeah. And no, I just remember that it was really fast. She was really not happy. And I just remember it was like really hot, like not hot in like a sexy
No.
way, obviously. Just like I was
You were just
sweating. I was sweating profusely. I was like, oh my God, this is a lot to do. Like it was a big day for me. And it was over fast. And then the second it was over, I was like, sorry. I don't know why I said that.
It was nice of you. And you've continued that tradition.
Yeah. It was like, sorry. And then I got my clothes on and I got back in that minivan and I was doing 50 on back roads getting home because it was just like, it felt like I robbed like a bank or something. I was like, I pulled it off.
Yeah. At least you did it. I think men.
Thank you.
I think men are often afraid to say that there's a lot of pressure on them to perform. It's not easy for men, I'm sure.
All the pressure.
I mean, with women, we can just fucking lay there and do nothing, which is
That's
definitely.
right.
That's totally, yeah, she gets it. That's totally my brand. I'm like, get in, get out, don't let the door hit you in the ass, douchebag. Because sex to me by this age is like Christmas morning. It happens once a year and there's a big mess to clean up after. I don't fucking need that shit. And by the way, I always think that I do sex wrong because I get nothing out of it. Every Valentine's Day, I get a fucking yeast infection and a goddamn pinched nerve in my neck. That ain't worth it. Give me chocolate, you fucking cunt. Speaking of chocolate, we're going to take a little break.
That's right.
And when we come back, we're going to hear one last segment. What are we going to do? Promo it real quick, Chubbs.
We're gonna roast each other. Me and Nick are gonna give each
I'm
other
not
a roast.
involved, but yeah! This podcast is brought to you by the night Bo lost his virginity. Just like his comedy career, it didn't last long, and it never impressed anyone. Ayo!
Okay.
Welcome back to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers and we got big dreams.
Live taping!
So now we are gonna roast each other.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. So we've obviously never roasted before, so it's like first time. We want to try something new.
Yeah, so in keeping with the theme of the show,
Yes.
because I am the roast queen, as you know.
Yeah.
I kill it, I nail it to the wall. Every time I do a roast, I feel sorry for the wall because I'm nailing it so hard. And I said to these guys, you want to do something for the first time, try a fucking roast. Because, see, the roast format is where you got to hit hard, get in, get out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, you got to not really be, you really got to be mean to each other. You can't be a little fucking halfway pussy. So, I challenge you. I'm going to listen and I'm going to judge who wins. The audience, you can help. Okay, go. Bo first.
Okay, all right. I did my best.
Okay.
Nick Scopoletti is so Italian.
How Italian is he?
Nick is so Italian that he's really family-oriented, and I like that about him. Did I do good, Lisa?
That was horrible. In my day, when we did roasts and prepared for them, you'd rate them on like A, B, C, and cut out anything that was below an A minus.
Yeah.
You would have an empty page.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
Bo's finally been going to the gym a lot lately.
Ooh.
And well, I mean, he looks really good. He's lost a bit of weight. He's feeling better mentally. I don't know. I'm not.
I felt roasted. Is that how we do it?
No, I feel like you
that
guys
bad?
are pussyfooting around each other.
No. That was roasting.
No. Now, there has to be a kernel of truth. First of all, Nick, 101. Roast 101 is there has to be a kernel of truth in the joke. Clearly, this guy, the last time he went in the gym, has this ever happened? And also, he's not looking good.
All right.
So something has to be true and or humorous. We try one more each or before I fucking fire you both. Go ahead. Hit him hard, Bo.
All right. Here we go. Be mean. All right. Nick Scopoletti fancies himself a personal trainer. And so do his clients. They're really impressed with the results. And he gets great Yelp reviews. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm about to kill you both. Go ahead.
Bo used to be a raging alcoholic and drug addict. Now he hasn't had a drink or done drugs in 4 years.
Pussy.
His comedy career is going well. He's gotten passed at 2 clubs in New York City. He's got beautiful blue eyes. His life's really coming together.
Dude, yes.
I'm proud of him.
Yes.
Wow.
That is a roast. We should pitch this to Comedy Central.
Nick, you wouldn't know a fucking negative joke if it bit you in your vagina. That's called a roast joke, okay? See now, it's terrible, but I love that you love each other so much you didn't
do.
want to hurt each other's feelings. You
No, I
know?
couldn't do it.
Like, here's one I just thought of as you were sitting here and I was gazing at your countenance. Bo almost didn't make it here tonight because he heard McDonald's was re-releasing the McRib. See, now that was just off the top of the head. I think here's what we've learned tonight, folks. We've learned certain people have talent for many things, AKA Lisa Lampanelli. I'm very good at a lot of things. You guys, you might be terrible at roasting, but I think you have a future in comedy, and you also are very nice to each other and have a good podcast. So as my life coach and mentor, Meatloaf, once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah. Clap it up for these guys. Thank you
guys.
For listening. We'll see you next week.
Next
Losers
week.
with a Dream.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.